So today's video, I'm going to talk to you about what supplements I've been taking throughout my pregnancy. I'm currently in my third trimester with my first baby, so I've learned a lot of little things along the way, and if this video can possibly help someone else, that would be amazing. But of course, everything I talk about is really specific to me, so you definitely have to check with your obstetrician or your midwife or whoever's looking after your pregnancy before you start taking anything. So it is super important that everyone takes a prenatal vitamin, ideally 3 to 6 months before conception, because you want to build up your nutrient levels long before you have a baby. That's going to take a lot out of you. You would also want to clean up your diet, make sure that you're in a good, healthy place with your fitness as well. So that's not something to be neglected. And it does take 3 months for your egg to mature. So during that time, it is very important that you're getting all the nutrients that you need as well as for early conception. You don't want to miss that window where you're not taking those nutrients. So folic acid is important for not just preventing neural tube defects, but there are some women that have a genetic polymorphism where they can't actually convert folic acid to its active form. So this has the active form in there. So if you do fit into that bracket, and a surprisingly high portion of women actually do fit into that bracket, and an activated folic acid would be really useful for you. I have had genetic testing, so I don't actually have that polymorphism, so it's not particularly an issue for me. This also contains 1,000 IU of vitamin D, which is what is in your standard vitamin D capsule, your Ostalin capsule, whatever vitamin D you use. So you don't necessarily need to take an extra vitamin D supplement unless you are particularly low, which a lot of women are. So that's very useful. It just reduces the amount of tablets that you need to take. Thyroid health is also really important throughout your pregnancy. So most prenatal vitamins will contain 150 micrograms of iodine, and that's going to help to maintain a healthy thyroid, because if your thyroid is not functioning correctly, it can actually increase the risk of miscarriage. And it's also important for the baby's cognitive development as well. So this supplement, of course, has that in there. It also has a bit of iron in the glycinated form, which means it's not going to give you constipation or give you a bit of an upset stomach. Though most women will end up taking a separate iron supplement anyway throughout their pregnancy. And lastly, this supplement also contains antioxidants and immune boosters like zinc and vitamin C as well, which is extremely important throughout pregnancy. And this has actually been the only supplement, the only prenatal vitamin that hasn't made me extremely nauseous. A lot of them smell really bad. They all are going to smell really bad, but this one not as bad as others. So that might be a plus for you. So I'm also taking vitamin D, separate vitamin D, and I'm taking the Bioceuticals liposomal vitamin D, and I'm taking equivalent to about 5 standard vitamin D capsules, or 5,000 IU. And a liposomal form of vitamin D, you can just very easily just spray it into your mouth. And I do 5 sprays and I hold it for about 30 seconds, and it's really readily absorbed. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I've had further testing and I know that my levels are very, very low. I've also had genetic testing and I know that it's very hard for me to actually get my vitamin D levels up. And it's very important for helping to maintain healthy bones and for the baby's bone development and my immune system as well throughout my pregnancy. So this is something that's very important. And also, it's one less tablet to take. So if you do suffer with nausea throughout your pregnancy, you might find that a spray liposomal vitamin D is so much easier for you. Okay, so I have really suffered from bad reflux and nausea throughout my pregnancy. and I wanted to do as much as I can naturally to treat that. So I have been taking Designs for Health Zygest, which is digestive enzymes. So it's going to help you to break down your carbohydrates, your fats, your proteins, even lactose, and anything that aids with digestion when you're growing a baby and you have the pressure here and the nausea. Gives you so much relief. And you can have one before every meal. So I found this to be a huge lifesaver for me, and I take it with me everywhere, when I go out, whenever I'm having a meal. So that's been amazing. So something else that I've been taking kind of on and off throughout my pregnancy has been iron, just because I have had low iron, but I ended up having an infusion because I just wasn't keeping up enough with the tablets. And okay, so another thing I have been taking is an iron supplement. But my iron ended up going really low, dropping to really low. So I ended up having an infusion, which helped me to feel really good. And another thing, in the third trimester, I also started on, and I finished it now, but calcium. And I take my calcium. The calcium has a bit of vitamin D in there and K2, which helps the calcium to go to your bones. So that might also be something that you consider as well, because your calcium requirements go up in the third trimester to help with the baby's bone development. So that's something to consider. When you're pregnant, it's really easy to get thrush. So rather than always going to Caniston, I have been using SB, which is actually a type of yeast, and it helps to encourage the growth of good bacteria and discourage the growth of bad bacteria. So I found it really useful for preventing and treating thrush. So you can combine it with a probiotic as well, like a Women's Balance type probiotic, and it works really well. This one's by Bioceuticals. The dosage varies, so it's 1 to 2 capsules once or twice daily. And I generally take 1 capsule a day when I kind of like a prophylactic use. But if I notice that I've developed some thrush, then I will increase that dosage to about 2 a day. And that seems to work really well with me when I combine it with a probiotic. So that's something you can use in your pregnancy as well. Another thing that has been really great is early in my pregnancy, I did use some Mylanta here and there when I needed it, but I didn't find it to be very effective. But I found this. It's called Bassica. It's like a mineral formula. It's almost tastes like Barocca. So you can just put a scoop in with a nice cold glass of water. So it's got like potassium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, and a whole bunch of other minerals. But it's alkalizing, so it helps to neutralize that acid reflux. And whenever I have this, just because I can, I combine it with the Renovatio activated phenolics, which is a really nice antioxidant formula, which is really just for aging and just to help promote healthy skin and just overall well-being. So I add a scoop of that. It kind of tastes like apple, but apple skin. So I put a scoop of that with the Bassica in a cup of cold water, and it tastes really nice, like a nice Barocca but healthy version, and it helps to counter that reflux as well. So that's the majority of what I'm taking throughout my pregnancy. Okay, so I bought most of these supplements from a health store called Mr. Vitamins, which is available all throughout New South Wales. But you do, because they're practitioner only, you do need to chat to a practitioner and see whether these supplements are suitable for you. You could also perhaps go to a pharmacy that does have a lot more of health, natural health products, or other health stores that have a practitioner on board. That's the only way you can have access to these products. But I will put more of a description down below so you can follow through and read there and get more information. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope to share more information about supporting a healthy pregnancy naturally. Let me know what you took in your pregnancy in the comments below, and let me know how it helped you. I would really appreciate if you like this video and subscribe, because I'll be bringing more content forward about supporting your pregnancy naturally.